Welcome back. The families of four slain Oklahoma men file a wrongful death lawsuit weeks after their dismembered bodies were found in a river near where they were last seen. Billy Chaston, Mark Chaston, Alex Stevens, and Mike Sparks were last seen riding bikes on October 9th. Their disappearance prompted a week-long search until their dismembered bodies were found in a river nearly 1 week later. Investigators used cell phone data from a victim's wife to track the group back to several salvage yards belonging to 76-year-old Joe Kennedy. At first, officials say Kennedy was cooperative, but after he was named a person of interest, he disappeared. He was later arrested in Daytona Beach, Florida, in a stolen vehicle. Though no criminal charges have been filed against Kennedy in the murders, family members of 3 of the 4 victims filed suit against Kennedy and his wife, alleging Joseph knowingly caused the men's death. The suit calls for $75,000 in damages, saying a temporary injunction should be held on both Joseph and Sandra so they couldn't liquidate their assets. Terry, is filing a civil suit this early in a criminal investigation somewhat premature? What if he isn't even charged with any crimes?
Well, I think it's a bit early, Brian, but I don't think it's premature. I think it was a very strategic move on the part of the families to try to freeze those assets. After all, he did try to flee. And frankly, a criminal conviction is helpful, but it's not necessary under Oklahoma law. All you have to do to bring a wrongful death action is to have negligence on the part of the person who brought that wrongful act, or medical malpractice, or an intentional act. And that would include a criminal act. So I think smart move on the part of the families.
Gene, there's been speculation that these 4 men were going to steal something from the scrapyard. Is that important to the case, or is it a red herring in a death and dismemberment investigation?
Well, it's not a red herring. Here's why. If they were on bicycles, that sort of points in a direction of they weren't trying to steal any scrap. But there was a witness that said that the 4 gentlemen who were killed, they were up to no good. So was this self-defense on the part of Joe Kennedy? Or was it something that he just became angry because they were near his yard and he just killed them? We don't know. But Terry's right about the civil suit. Freezing someone's assets is always important for the victim family. And I understand he has a lot of real estate holdings, so he has a deep pocket.
Yeah. I mean, it's time to brush up on the castle doctrine in Oklahoma to see how that plays out in this case. Well, coming up on Law&Crime Daily, he's the unpredictable defendant who's now a convicted murderer many times over. We're breaking down some of the wildest moments from the Darrell Brooks trial. Plus, one of the federal government's top officials targeted. The charges an attacker now faces after Paul Pelosi, husband of House Speaker